Hey everyone, Justin Pate from the Rap Institute, and we have 3 days left before our very special TWI Live event. It's going to take place at the Rag Company in Boise, Idaho, August 10th between 10 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. This is a very special TWI Live event because not only is it going to be filled with great demos from myself and also special guests, but it's also a celebration and a charity event. So the celebration part is twofold. One is I'm turning 50 years old on August 3rd. So as I turn 50, I look back at my career in the rap industry, and it's been absolutely amazing. I've met a lot of great people, I've been able to do what I love for a living, and I've been able to travel the world. So the Rap Institute and the Rag Company have partnered with Interfaith, which is a great local organization that not only helps the homeless in terms of food and shelter, but they also educate them, which is right up the Rap Institute alley. So for this event, I've talked to a lot of manufacturers across the world, and they've donated a lot of amazing prizes, over $8,000 worth of prizes. And we're going to give those away to you watching the event, which is great. But in order to be available to win the prizes, you have to donate at least $10. For every $10 you donate, your name goes in the pot. And in between the demos, we do a drawing, and if you're lucky, you win one of those prizes. And all the money from the event goes to Interfaith and helps those homeless people not only feed them, but also educate them. So this has been an overview of this very special TWI Live event that's taking place August 10th between 10 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. Definitely hope you can join us to celebrate not only my birthday, the rap industry, but also a chance to give to the homeless. So definitely check out the description of who's going to be doing the demos, the prizes that are available to win, and also how to sign up so you can donate the money. Hope to see you there. Cheers.
Hello, 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 and welcome to yet another TRC podcast where I'm your host, Dane Hennon. To my right, Levi Gates.
Dane, how's it going? How was the sack race at the Hennon family reunion?
We'll get to that in a little bit, but first we got some housekeeping, including naming the guy to my left, Anthony Fisher.
Hey, Dane, thanks for having me. Guys, thanks for allowing me to be here.
You're welcome.
Hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
The vigor going here, you know, just really, really loving the vibes this
Vigor
morning.
Auto Detailing.
Yes. Let's
Joe
all say
Wetzel.
hi to Joe.
Look at that, giving him a shout out.
He'd love a shout out right at the top, so you're welcome, buddy. So it's nice to be back.
Yeah.
I'm liking being back at the table. I did watch the Q&A Thursday, by the way. Great job. Really
Thank
enjoyed
you.
that.
We kept the energy alive without you, Dane.
Yeah, well, when I say great job, I
we had
meant
about
the
130
commenters
to
were actually leaving
150
great comments.
viewers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really great
Probably
show.
one of our most successful lives.
Probably
yet.
our most
It's
successful
almost like
lives.
me leaving.
And it was
just
still the
helped
lads.
Yep, still the
Wow.
lads too, which was crazy.
That is
Levi,
kind of
Anthony,
weird. They
and
replaced me
Dave.
with a guy who's only got one slightly different letter in his name.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah.
perfect.
So, I think it worked out, and I was really happy to see people brought good questions. There was great discussion. You guys actually got into some interesting stuff, and let a fire under the feet of the guys to get more products out there too.
that's
So
good.
that's nice.
Did.
But housekeeping, what's going on?
All right. So this week we are prepping for potential sale. I say potential because you wouldn't know we're having a sale unless you were signed up for the Rag Company newsletter at theragcompany.com.
Gotta do it.
Your email and subscribe to the details so you'll be up to date with all the latest and greatest that we do here at the Rag Company. So I think that's one thing that we have on the docket. And then, of course, this Wednesday is going to be a big day for us.
Big day. Big
Just saw the video about
Rap
it.
Institute Live, right, for our live
Wednesday,
event
10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time.
with the charity event going toward, going basically all the money going towards Interfaith Sanctuary. You can go to theragcompany.com and pick up your ticket, right? Pick yourself up a ticket.
Gotta have a ticket to enter.
For the giveaway, and all those, all the money for the tickets go to Interfaith Sanctuary.
You can watch it free, but you can't win unless you bought a ticket.
So we're trying to raise money for Interfaith that, obviously, helps the homeless, everything from, feeding them to helping them find housing and getting them back on their feet. And so there's a lot of great prizes in there, and I think that people are going to score pretty big. So make sure to purchase a ticket, multiple tickets, however many tickets as you want, to hopefully increase your chances of winning something super cool out of that.
Yeah.
And join us Wednesday from what time to what time, Dane?
Basically going to go from 10 a.m. until 12:30 p.m. So the show is going to run
Mountain
a couple
Standard
hours
Time.
with a little bit extra time, but I was going to point out it's Mountain Standard Time. So It's in the morning where we are, but depending on where you are, you might want to check, one of those little charts. And
Well,
make sure
this way it
lines up for you.
kind of hits it at about, let's see, right now is about 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So when we're filming this, let me pull up my world clock here on my phone.
Well, and this is a rare instance where we are not live.
Something like that. So
this.
like right now in Amsterdam, it's almost 6 p.m.
Yeah.
In London, it's 5 p.m. In Boise, Idaho, it's 10 a.m. So
that's the idea.
Nice thing is wherever you are,
it's like dinner time.
It's dinner time. Maybe you're
when
getting
we go
off
live.
work. Oh, jeez.
Exciting stuff here. All
But
right.
point is, we wanted
towel behind you.
to try and place it in the right time to whether you're at work, you're getting lunch, or you're coming home and ending the day.
Yeah.
So that way, wherever you are, perfectly placed to be able to watch it. Thank you, Anthony. As I mop up my Mountain Dew Energy Baja Blast. New
gonna
flavor,
energize
courtesy of our
itself right
friend.
through that
This
table.
is not absorbent at all. What the heck?
It's probably loaded up with beat maker.
Towel.
It's a beat maker
Sorry.
towel. That is
That's why I was pointing to
not
the
made
450 over
this
here.
one is.
This is a great show,
This
guys.
is
I'm so glad.
I'm glad you guys can't see it on this. This is
literally-
also
Okay.
probably going to be equally as not. All these towels are sealed and beat.
The towels we
maker.
actually keep around us
They're dead
are
towels.
all like dead towels. They're good props, but they're not ones we would actually want to be using. And we would have to soak them
pushing it
for
around.
days in rags to riches. Which I mean, I guess that's another
I
ad
think
all unto
we
itself.
need to go
but
get
anyway,
a vat.
I just I
rags
really want to
to riches.
emphasize if you have not contributed to
Yeah.
this thing, you really should, because if you have even a passing interest in rapping, this is going to be one of those things where you go, I'm really glad I watched that because I caught some extremely helpful tips, and who knows, you might win some gear
Yeah.
for having
Race
spent
ramps,
maybe
pod
just
steamer.
$10 on something that actually goes to a good cause. You feel good about it, but you also run that potential of winning some really, really
Full roll of
awesome
rap.
rap-centric prizes,
Yeah.
as well as some detailing stuff we threw in there too. So there's a lot of good
Full roll
opportunities. I don't want
PPF.
anybody missing out.
Yeah, absolutely. Other quick updates here. In case you guys didn't already know, the Ultra Black sponges are back in stock, and we're keeping them stocked pretty well for right now. And so that's a good thing. And then the other thing is that last week when Dave was here, we were doing some super secret
Testing.
things. I can't tell you everything, but just know that there's a few.
It was good. It was very productive.
Yeah, there's a few key things in motion right now. Exciting things, big things, probably even game-changing.
Game
things.
changing.
Oh,
So,
people throw that word around all the time.
Okay, so I can maybe
We're gonna hype it up a little bit.
Okay. I mean, I know what it is, but
what's happening is pretty amazing.
exciting.
And I'm really proud of Dave. I mean, I honestly, as
He's knocked it out of the park.
as a chemist. God, he's just super talented in what he's
so
been able
humble
to.
though. He'll actually listen
Yeah.
when you have input. So
Well, and that's what I think is the most fun is being able to work with him on some of these things and give him our feedback, and he listens to it and goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay," and then he'll explain it, or he'll explain why he can't do that.
he's not overly precious
No.
about the stuff
No.
he creates because he understands if somebody else who does this day in day out has an impression of it that's different than his. Well, they do it every day, so chances are they probably experience this, and I need to find a way to change it. So
Yeah.
he'll listen. It's really good.
Yeah. So anyway, just something to keep an eye out for. So I mean, we're going to keep you updated, but PNS is working on a lot of things behind the scenes, and but it was just awesome having Dave here and being able to brainstorm and kind of collaborate on these last few ideas. And so when the time comes, I want you guys to think back to this moment right here where I said that the rag company had some responsibility within this.
On this thing that's
Within
game
this,
changing.
within this
Heavily
thing that's game
influential.
changing.
Yeah.
It was influenced, but
Yeah.
yeah,
We've been working on it for a while.
a
long
while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty rad.
But it was just kind of cool that we got to see, put the last, I'd basically say we put the bow on it, just about put the bow on it. So, we'll see where it goes from here. So that's it. Let's jump into some weekends. And so, what I want to know is, Dane Hennon, you
Yeah.
were the talk of the town this last week because
I don't know
you had
why.
a family emergency.
Yep.
Fit into the family.
And you
had
had
to leave for
go
like
off
3 days.
for
Wow.
some type of hidden family reunion where there was
Hidden?
sack races.
Yeah,
Oh
we
my
heard
God.
sack
and
races
G.
and
Davis was invited.
watermelon eating
I
contests.
mean,
And we heard that there was some crawfish involved.
Yeah.
Oh
in
my
some
God.
way,
Some
shape, or
boils.
form.
who are your sources?
Dane,
people on the internet.
Dane,
Well, yeah, we all know we could trust those.
the commenters knew more about your family reunion than we did.
which was disheartening for us because we're so close to you.
Yeah.
All we know is you said I have to go to my
Yeah.
family reunion, and we were like, "Oh, so who's all going to be there? Is Aunt Gwen going to be there?
See, this is what happens when we
Aunt
foster
May going to be there?"
a
And he was
community
like,
of improv.
"Yeah," and he was like, "I can't talk about it. It's just a family emergency." And he left, and we were
Wow.
like, "Oh," and then we had thank goodness for G. Davis on the field reporting, coming back live to
on
us
the track and field.
Yeah.
being able to give us updates on what was happening, things that were said, things that, prizes that had been won.
No, you heard that news report about on Highway 55
Yeah,
how
that
there
too.
was a massage chair, right,
Yeah.
on wheels, right?
It was crazy.
Doing 60 to 65 miles
Right.
an hour,
Yeah.
all the way up to Donnelly.
Yeah, it was very strange.
Yeah, I
How
said,
terrifying that would be.
I'm just thinking to myself, I'm
The
like,
massage is supposed to relax you. That would
Dane
not
got
be a
his
relaxing
massage
ride.
chair on wheels
Well, yeah,
and
some of
motorized.
those
Yeah,
potholes
Jimmy was
are
over
like
there helping
3
him. It's a
inches
drift cart,
deep.
basically, but but on the it's a drift cart chassis,
Yeah.
but
Oh my god!
Insane.
just a
The most
chair
comfortable
belted.
drift.
Yeah.
Drift
It's the
ride up.
flip car from the 6 Fast and Furious movie, but there's a massage chair in the seat instead.
No, except
That's the driver's
no.
seat.
Well, it's a flip
You
car,
just
but,
run into everything, flip it over.
but it doesn't flip anything
No,
else over.
I
It
guess
flips
not.
you over in
Yeah.
the massage chair and takes care of you both ways.
You just tell it to do a barrel roll, and then you just whoop inside of it.
So there's a family reunion, all jokes aside,
Okay.
that you went to, and
In the middle of a family move.
in the
too.
middle of a family
Yeah,
reunion, which is
it's a lot of stuff going on, and my parents
So-
are trying to sell their house at the
I
same
also
time.
like
It's-
that your parents
lot.
are so committed to family that they would not even think to cancel such an event.
Oh no! Like they originally, they set their plans far in advance.
Right.
But when they set these plans, they had no real
They didn't plan
prospects on the
selling that,
horizon
yeah.
of selling their house or anything. So when that stuff starts happening, and the plans are already made and the tickets are already bought, and you kind of go, well, it's going to be a busy
Yeah.
week.
I would have turned it into the Gates family reunion moving party. That's
Yeah.
what I would have done.
The thing is, though, what I love about
that's
Jeff
a
and
clever
Carolyn
move.
is that I could totally see them in multiple times in their lives getting themselves into situations like this where they have a major life event
Yes.
along with something else maybe
Where
inside
it's-
their life.
Yeah.
But that's like a
Where-
lot of our lives kind of have that thing where it's calm, 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 and then all of a sudden cascading terror, tons of stuff all happening at
mine
once.
just seems
and
to
then back
always
to
be
calm.
cascading
So,
terror.
Dave, it's a Hennen thing, is
Yes.
what I believe it is. And so it is your family thing, but it also translates to you as well. It's happened to me a couple times,
Yeah.
but I feel like your
We live in
parents-
extended periods of peace, followed by extreme turmoil and chaos for a compressed amount of time,
Yeah.
and then back to peace.
But I feel like your parents are the best sports about it,
They are.
and they're like, and they can. If anybody can navigate it, it's them. Which is
they do their best.
Which is, I mean, hilarious because I'm like, this is crazy. Like you have
Yeah.
so much going on. Like
Yeah.
it's okay.
I would
if
have
you
said,
wanna have
I would have
a-
said, thanks for coming, everybody. Now come grab and help us move. I would literally say, we'll do like a barbecue later, but everybody's moving.
No, they
that's how it would be.
refused to
Yeah.
make the others do it. They just wanted to do it
You
themselves.
guys,
so
but
that
your
it
parents
was-
also
Yeah.
would be like, all right, let's stop what we're doing.
Yep.
And now it's entertainment mode. Like,
No.
even though they know they have
Yeah.
tons of work, like I could never just shut off.
Yeah, they
You know,
basically at a
they're
certain
very
point
good at
drew a
being
line
able
and
to, like,
said,
all right.
"We will get those final remaining dishes and glasses tomorrow.
Yeah.
They will be in the cabinets when people are walking through the open house,
Hmm.
and that will just look like staging."
Yeah. No, like seriously, like his parents, like if anybody
So,
can do that
it's
kind of
amazing.
stuff, it's them. So you had that going on, and let's talk about how did that all start out. So Thursday you left.
Yeah, so it started on Thursday. Basically, Thursday I was gone because that was when they were actually doing like family photos and stuff. My aunt hired like a professional photographer to get some like more up-to-date family pictures and stuff because we haven't done that in the better part of a decade plus.
Did you have one where Corey was standing behind you with his hands on your shoulders, looking up, and then have your dog shadowed in the background?
Your dog and Cooper.
No, there wasn't a picture exactly like that, but there was a picture of my brother and I, of course.
Yeah.
But we were using the backdrop of my parents' yard, which my dad had been building over the course of many years.
Yeah.
So
He's
it's a
walking
beautiful
away
place.
from it.
And he's sad to see
And
it
he's
go.
just giving
but
it up.
They finally just got the stream re-operational. All of the fire pit area has been cleared out, so you can actually go down there. The big willow hanging over it, like. If you guys haven't seen this space, and I
Your
imagine
parents'
most of you
backyard is
haven't,
amazing.
It is like an actual amazing little sanctuary garden thing, and it's on the edge of a lake, so they have like all this beautiful.
No, your dad did an
water
amazing
and
job
everything.
building that,
Wildlife
designing
comes
that
through there all the
entire
time.
thing.
Oh,
I mean,
And they
it's
actually have a sandy beach, which there is kind of a big deal because every year we would have a dump truck come and dump a bunch of sand in the driveway, and my brother and I and my dad would get wheelbarrows and shovels, and we would take all that stuff down the entire back patio, down the path, winding down to the beach, and then fill out the beach because obviously a truck wasn't going to get down there. So we used to do a lot of physical labor maintaining that beach, but there's a part of you that's like, I kind of miss that almost, just that feeling of.
Isn't their new house on a lake though?
Contribute. It is, but it's a slightly different situation. So like a lot of these houses will just have like their yard and the grass goes right down to the water, and they're like. Yeah, you can go in the water, I guess. Like it's just there's not a lot of thought put into it.
They'd have to cut away the grass, build a new dock.
For lack of a better term, it feels very half-assed when you look at a lot of these backyards and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas with my parents, my dad was very passionate about.
Oh, that is
having
what most
a
people
water
don't know
space.
is that if Jeff Hennon hadn't gone into IT project management or into project management in and of itself,
He'd be a horticulture.
he'd be one a
man is a
horticulturist,
green
a
thumb.
botanist,
Yeah.
and a landscape
Plant
designer.
whisperer.
He'd probably have the premier landscape design firm in the Treasure Valley.
Yeah.
Well, fun fact: there was a time where
many
nothing
awards.
to do with this. He did study and take the test to become an air traffic controller, so he almost did that.
Well,
too.
that's impressive.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's that.
That would
Totally
also have been
wild.
a little interesting to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Jeff, hey, Jeff, are you with me still? Yep, I'm totally with you. I'm totally with you. All right.
Please don't get distracted
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
I'm landing.
Jeff goes, hold on, just a second. Carolyn's calling. I'm like, Jeff, no, I'm flying a plane. I'm like,
spilled my coffee on myself. Oh my God.
No, but I'm excited because this is almost like a blank slate for your
Yeah.
dad. So he's got a new project
Yeah,
to
and
design a backyard
in
and
fairness-
build. And I'm excited to see what it's going to look like.
The yard space is definitely smaller, more manicured, all that stuff. But the patio itself, like the way the home is set up, it is now single level. They don't need to worry about their master being on the upstairs level and stuff. It's just as you get older, you
It's
stop
gonna be easier
wanting
for them,
to
yeah.
climb the stairs every
Well, and
freaking day.
it's lower ceiling height. It's like your mom
yeah.
said. She doesn't have
it's,
the high
it's more
cabinets,
manageable, that kind
things
of
like
stuff.
that.
So yeah, there's little things. It is admittedly a nicer house
Well, it's
than the
newer.
previous
Yeah,
one.
new
It's
design.
like you get a smaller house, but the material choices and all that stuff are nicer.
Mm-hmm.
But also you have houses like to your neighbor's sides and stuff. They're much closer together.
Yeah.
So it's not like retirement living, but at the same
pretty
time,
much.
it's a little more compressed and all that. So you're like, but then you go inside and you realize, oh, this house ain't bad because once you step inside, the neighbors disappear. You don't even notice the house is
Yeah, it's the way it's
they're
designed,
very
yeah.
well veiled on
A
the
lot of
backyard
higher
and the sides,
windows. Yeah.
kind of hiding the patios and neighbors and
Yeah.
all that stuff. So it's very pleasant when you're in there. One thing I did notice, though, is they do have really high ceilings just in the main living room, but it's lower than the other house because the other house was
Yeah.
2 stories with a vaulted above that. This is 1 story with a really high, vaulted ceiling in there, but it echoes a lot. So I'm talking to him about getting some acoustic panels.
Once they
and,
and
treatments
maybe
for the
once they
walls.
put some curtains up and they put some carpets in and some fabric.
Well, it has
change
curtains
it.
in it. It's one of those bougie automatic curtains. You can push a
Oh,
button and
yeah.
they come down. So you're like, oh, but
Yeah,
that
but
doesn't change the
your
sound.
mom might want to.
That doesn't change the sound dynamics. So
Yeah.
you need more furniture. You need to have some rugs in there. You need to have some acoustic panels like on the ceiling. Just to, like you go into a restaurant, you see the treatments up on the ceilings and walls and stuff. I realize I'm putting you to sleep with this, but yeah, I'm getting way lost. Anyway, family reunion. The point was we actually all got together. It was my dad's side of the family. He has nothing but sisters, so he, being the sole guy in the group, he always felt like he had a different mission than them. But it was cool to get everybody together. So really happy to have them all here, and it only happens once a year. So most years we'll do it, but I think we've missed a year or two in the past. But this was the annual thing, so we made a big deal out of it. But the reality was, like, it was going to happen one way or another. It was just it happened during a time of turmoil. So was really, really just glad to get everybody here, and they brought their dogs with them, and it was fun. It was nice. But anyway, hung around in town for Thursday, had breakfast and dinner, all that stuff here in town, and then on Friday. They ran up and they wanted to go up north to the cabin where I say cabin. The cabin is very small. I'm just saying. Don't imagine something like amazing, huge, glorious. It's really rustic and fun, and I love it. But at the same time, when you get that many people in there, it's crowded.
How many people was it total?
Let's see. We got Scott and Kaylin. We got Maylee and Kelly and my brother, my dad, my mom. Cheryl. Liz was not there this time, so she hung out, and I was me and then all the dogs. So basically we're looking at like 9 people in a place that
maybe 3 people
comfortably will sleep 4, 5. So I slept in my van.
Nice.
I camped in my van for the first time.
Bunkhouse. The mobile bunkhouse.
And you were okay with doing that?
Yeah. So Maylee and Kelly actually had an air mattress. They brought an extra with them. I originally wasn't going to spend the night. I planned to just drive up there. It's like hour and a half, 2 hours to get up there, hang out with them until about 7 o'clock, and then drive back down. That was originally my goal, because I thought, I don't want to stay in the mix up there. So I didn't bring any stuff to like spend the night or anything. And then, of course, their variant says, "Oh, come on, stay the night. It'll be fine. It's okay. You got Callie here. We can just give her food and water. It'll be fine. All taken care of." And I'm like, "Yeah, but
no place to
if
sleep.
I'm honest, I don't want to sleep on the couch. Like, they have couches in the small living room out there. There's 2 couches that are, L-shaped. But my brother's told me, having slept on it before, he's like, you probably don't want to do that. It'll mess your back up. There's some weird bar or something on the couch that just does not play nice when you try and sleep." So I'm like, okay. And that's when Maylee and Kelly brought up the air mattress. And I was like, well, I did drive my van up. And I'm like, I can fold the seats down in the back, make a flat, level floor with a little space underneath for storage. Could I borrow that air mattress? You're not going to use it, right? And they're like, oh, no, we're just taking this other one. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I took the queen air mattress, threw it in the back of the van.
Nice.
Filled it up using, a cigarette lighter port.
Yeah, queen air mattress fits in the back.
No, it did not
Seats
fit.
all folded up.
Full on.
A queen fit in the back of that thing?
Yeah.
Amazing.
I filled it up until, the sides were pinched.
Yeah, okay,
and then I filled
gotcha.
it up a little more until it felt the tension
firm,
was
yeah.
good. And I'm like, okay, it's not going to deflate on me in the middle of the night. Yeah. That's the most important part. But yeah.
So
and
how
the cool
are you
thing
hopping
is,
in? From
the
the
van
side
has
or
a
the
high
back?
the van has a high ceiling. So even with that stuff on there, it really wasn't bad.
Were you going in from the side or the back?
I went in from the side.
Okay.
Because that way it was perfect, because the air mattress only covered the area where the seats folded, so I still had the walk-in path.
Where's your head?
I put my head up by the back hatch.
Okay.
Because the way it's parked.
Oh, I see.
I was on an incline, and especially as a guy with sleep apnea, I don't want to be laying on a downhill slope with my head at the lower end. That's just all that would contribute to being very uncomfortable through the night. But yeah, slept in there. The van has curtains. It was like having my own room, essentially.
Perfect.
I was like, this is cool. All right. And and while I slept out there, go figure, it rained for the first time in a while. I was just like, rain and like thunder
camping
and stuff while out there, so it really felt like
that's
camping.
fun.
So I
Yeah.
get all the rain on the tin roof kind of feeling and stuff.
Wow.
I loved it.
It's
Like, it was
relaxing.
great. It was
Like I said,
vibes, man.
bunkhouse.
You should have lit a candle.
Yeah.
And you
Really
could have been like
enjoyed
one
You
of
could have a
those.
little LED
No,
candle
you could have
going.
like one of those camping off-road videos they
Yeah.
have on
Yep.
YouTube, where it's like they set up, they cook their food in the thing, and
Well,
then they
could have
then they
totally
have,
done
like
that.
a little lantern, and
Yeah.
then they have maybe like a little TV.
They have a cassette toilet that they
wish-
can poop in.
Yeah,
I wish
know?
I'd sent this picture.
That would have been great. Man. I like that.
Yeah, let me. Sorry, I'm just going to
We should
send this
go.
here.
Here's what we should do.
Dane, you could build that van into a romantic getaway for you and Liz. Do white curtains, like that episode of Top Gear where
Yeah.
Jeremy Clarkson turned. I think one of his vehicles.
It was the BMW in Africa.
Oh my.
You know,
It was a
what I'm talking
5 Series
about, the
BMW.
luxury one.
Yeah,
where it's
because
like,
they figured out
it was all
that
white
it was
sheets,
that
Egyptian
episode.
cotton and
Yep.
everything.
They
Okay.
couldn't. They slept in one of the hotels, and they were like, "Oh, this is horrible."
Yeah.
And so then they spent money and made their own
Yeah.
hotels in their cars, and he did that in the back of his BMW 5 Series. Was all the white curtains, white sheets,
And you
white
make it work,
countertop.
and that's
Incredibly
just it.
nice.
Yeah.
What did Richard
Richard
have?
had the little WRX.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, I thought he had like a cooking rig, didn't he?
He
What
did. He had a
There we
cooking
go.
rig in the back of his
Yeah,
WRX.
cooking rig, yeah.
And they
I sent
mounted a
Nick
chair on the
picture
roof.
there. I don't know if
Yeah.
you can pull
The
it up,
big-
but yeah, basically that was
Nice.
my
Woo,
arrangement.
Dane,
So
that looks
yeah,
good.
It was pretty comfy. I
Dig
just had
it.
a blanket, a pillow, and then the full setup. So
Wait, so
Yeah.
which are those the stock curtains?
those are the curtains that are built into the van.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that where your feet are there? What's that back there? That's the hatch?
No, that's the front of the car.
That's the driver seat
have a curtain
behind
there, too?
Yes, they have
Yeah.
a curtain that goes across the middle portion.
Yeah, it's always open.
It's
How
always
does that
open.
work? Set
Knew
open.
that there was a curtain
I just
there.
closed it for the occasion, and I was like,
Dane,
man,
that is great.
it was
you
ideal.
could literally
It was great.
build a little box, little wood unit that could fit in that little front space
Yeah.
there that could hold stuff, little countertop.
Yeah, I could
Put
do
your little
something. I could put like
lantern.
drawers under the seats or something.
Yeah.
Like
So
lots of good opportunity.
would you
there.
stay there again in the
I-
Hennon?
Having experience now,
Experience.
I would do that again. I am actually excited to potentially go camping again. And that after
Yeah.
that experience, I'm now confident that I would be happy going
Yeah.
again.
So I
Because you
think
could get some totes, put your camping gear
Yeah.
in. You could go to a campsite, set your stuff up outside, like the normal camping
Yeah,
stuff that you
yeah.
need on the picnic table and whatnot. Hang out, chairs by the fire.
Sure.
Hey, let's retire to the boudoir.
I need to set up like an awning or something on there.
Yeah,
It would be kind of cool.
Yeah, an awning would be nice,
like a
or just
little
a
baby
even just a
awning.
pop up
Yeah, or a pop tent.
Pop
That
up
also
10
works.
and 10 by 10 sun
I
cover.
think like an easy up,
Yeah.
like easy up pop up.
Yeah.
I think like that right next to the hatch, or where the hatch could open
And then
up underneath
and
it.
like a
Yeah.
4x6 fake grass mat.
Master turf. There's Master turf down,
Yeah.
so that way when you get out, you sit on top of that. But I'm
So
talking.
I got some fancy AstroTurf for my trailer.
They do, but Dane,
Good ideas, though.
Dane,
Good
I'm
ideas.
talking eggs, sausage in the morning,
Yeah.
right? Have something like that on a cool, like
Yep.
wait till fall. Like it's gonna be some vibes, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're
yeah,
gonna
that's,
love
that's
that.
when I like to camp.
You
Is
get
when
some-
it starts to turn.
You
the
get
weather
some
starts to turn.
coffee, make sure you have an axe on you because you never know when you're going to
Oh,
need an
yeah.
axe. And
I'm
I would
liking this.
say all those things. I mean, enjoy your day, and then
We should all
cook
go
up
on a
some
camping
food.
trip sometime.
We
I think
should.
that'd
I
be
think
fun.
I think us three on camping,
Yeah.
and if we video,
We could
if
do a
if
24.
We could shoot a whole
24-hour
video out there.
We could do a 24-hour camp
it's a Rag
trip.
Company podcast.
We don't even have to go that far up the mountain.
No.
No, what we do is we take our
Where would we
rigs.
go?
You
Yeah.
get Ragnarok.
Yep.
I bring the truck.
Yep.
Right, you bring the
Yeah.
van,
Yeah.
and then we film a day camping series where we
Yeah.
we
Go up to,
stay
like,
go for
Crouch
one
or
day.
something?
We don't even need to go crouch. We
We
can just
stay
go
one
up to
night.
like 10 Mile or Bad
but-
Bear that
but-
are just
but-
right up the road.
But
Yeah.
here's
Or we
our
go up
challenges.
this way.
We can only the editors have the snacks, so the video people will have snacks, just like in Top Gear, right?
Okay.
Oh man.
We have nothing but fishing poles, knives, and like we'll have like a bag.
But I
of
don't eat-
The
chips.
only way
I
you're
don't
going to
eat
eat
fish.
tonight is if you win
So-
challenges.
But I don't eat
So you're gonna
fish.
have to catch a squirrel then, or a
Oh,
bat.
Man, that's gonna be hard.
Oh, that's got dark.
No, I'm kidding. Okay, so maybe we do bring food, and we see who can have the best cook-off session,
Oh,
utilizing a propane small tabletop
this.
cooker.
Yeah.
Like, what'd you make, Levi? Levi's like, I made slop dogs, right?
Oh my god.
And I say,
Rocking and
Dane,
rolling
say,
on slop
Dane,
dogs.
what'd you make? Dane's like, I made chicken carbonara. I'm like, how did you even make the chicken carbonara?
Carbonara with a filet mignon.
Yeah.
like what? So anyway, yeah, I was.
I like this.
I was very happy
Good
about
idea.
that. So the reason I stayed the night was because they really wanted to rent UTVs the next
Oh.
day and take everybody out. Then they saw how expensive it would be.
Yeah,
if
your
they
dad
got
has one here.
multiple UTVs, and all I could think the whole time was, we have a perfectly good one sitting in the shop here.
Yeah, could have
Why isn't
borrowed the
that up
other
here?
one that-
So
from
I guess
John.
don't bring it up. It's touchy. He's gonna get it up there eventually,
Yeah.
but.
Don't bring it up. It's touchy. Okay. So.
He'll get it up there eventually. It's just one of many things that needs to happen.
Well,
so
there's a lot of lists.
yeah. So rather than taking out the UTVs, which would have been fun, admittedly, a much less expensive alternative thing to do with such a large group of people is actually since it's Tamarack, it's a resort, but it's not like a super bougie resort yet. It's in the stages of building itself up, but it's not like it's some valley where every time you turn a corner there's a celebrity and it's like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Here it's still very much like mountain town vibe. So they're building it up, but they haven't quite gotten there yet. There's a long
taken them
history
20
to
years.
it. It's very interesting history, actually, to this place for anybody who's like borderline curious. I'm not going to explain it.
No,
now,
but you guys
look it
could.
up.
You can Google
it's actually
Tamarack.
worth looking up. Very interesting.
building Tamarack, Idaho.
Yeah.
Literally Google that.
So it's going to be a resort as it gets built up. But anyway, they have the chairs, obviously, for the lifts. And during the off season, like now, you can basically take like year-long pass. It's like a ski pass, but it's just for all year long. You scan it at the gate, it's almost like going on the subway, and it opens little arms, and you walk in, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna ride the lift up to the cantina up on the halfway point on the mountain, and you can sit there on the chair, ride it up and down. I got some video of this, just riding along. My brother and I hopped in one chair. But it was just a really nice time. It was beautiful out. I mean, you could see the whole lake from there.
Yep.
It's very nice. But depending on what portion you're watching there are parts where the chair gets from being 15 feet above up, 15 feet up, to more like
The
I would
scariest, I'd say,
60 feet up
is
at
that
times.
rock face.
Yeah, there's a
When
sheer
you
rock
go up
face
on
you
that
go
sheer
over.
rock face, it's even more insane when you're going on it and you're watching people coming down on bikes.
Yeah.
That's
but it
pretty
is
wild
fun
to
because
watch.
as you're riding, you're looking down, you're like, oh, there's mountain bikers taking the trails and stuff all around.
Yeah, Tamarack is where I famously shattered my ankle and upper leg. Mm-hmm. So,
What's the weight limit on those things? I just feel like a big guy like myself.
You and I'd have no
I'll put
problem
it this
on
way.
that.
I sat more towards the middle because my brother and I aren't exactly evenly matched.
Yeah,
The three of us could ride that.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah.
We'd be fine.
I'm
No,
just
those
not
chairs
a
are meant to handle it.
chairlift kind of guy. But,
But no, I
there was
really
snow
enjoyed
under
that.
me, I don't care, right? If I fall in the snow and hopefully not die.
No,
but
it is freaky, especially
Anthony,
the rocks.
you'd feel okay on it though because you do have the pull down bar that's above our heads.
Yeah, so you have a
you're not gonna slide forward.
no, I'm not
you
worried
could
about that.
pull
I'm worried about the cable snapping and then me falling to my death.
Well, there were a few times where they would have like an elderly person riding, so they had to stop it. And every time it stopped, just our luck, we were in the middle. So yeah, there's a cyclist. So that gives you an idea of the kind of space we're working with. But yeah, I had the bar pulled down there.
So if I take my bike up there, I don't have a bike, but if I wanted to, I could just hold my bike in my hands in the lift.
No, the bike goes
they
on a
hook it
rack on
onto
the
a big hook on the lift. They have chairs that are designated not for people, so they fold the seat up like this one here.
here
You can
comes
see.
one with a bike.
Watch this. So as it goes by, you'll see the bike is hanging on a hook.
No, I didn't see anything, Dane.
Okay. Well, it was
There it
there.
is.
See,
There it
there you
is.
go.
Oh,
Yeah. So they
cool.
hang them on a hook, or
Cool. Okay,
or they
cool.
also
That makes
have
sense.
special chairs that aren't chairs at all. They're designed to be like a bike rack where you roll it in,
Yeah.
and they have some of those too.
That's
But
sweet.
yeah, I
Okay.
just shared a bunch of that stuff because it's beautiful out. And there's
Yeah.
my bro.
There's
But
Corey.
yeah,
No, Tamarack's fun.
it is. It's nice.
I loved it. We had passes when 10 years ago, and Natron and I.
Yeah.
Next day, Nate and I would go up there.
Yeah, he's
and
like
we would
big into
ride
biking too. So
We would ride, the two of us, and it was awesome. We'd go up with a whole group of friends, and we'd go up almost every weekend. And then I shattered my leg. And that was
sorry,
super
man,
fun.
that sucks. So yeah, basically that was the reason I stayed, and then hung out, did that for a few hours, and after that we took a hike and walked around, up on the mountain, just kind of went on some trails and stuff. Got good exercise in,
Good.
felt good. And then it was time to go back. However, the rest of my family stayed at the cabin there one extra night. I went home that afternoon because, I was going to get dinner with Liz. We're going to catch up. And then on Sunday, we also got together yesterday for just, another family hangout at Maylee and Kelly's house in Cuna. So that was just another way to catch up. But yeah, we had everybody hanging out all week, and it was a nice time catching up with the family.
Awesome. Heck
So,
yeah, man.
Yeah, that was the extent of it. Somewhere in the middle there, I was watching your guys' Q&A as I was driving, not watching it while driving, but listening, I had to play it in the background. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. So you guys, you did really good.
Thanks,
Very
man.
good, Dane.
Appreciate it.
I'm glad the reunion went well.
Yeah.
So, Levi.
Thanks, man. So Friday was a pretty simple, easy day to get home. The customer that I was detailing their vehicle this weekend dropped their car off Friday evening. Quite a large GMC Yukon Denali XL, but
Yeah.
10 years old, only 50,000 miles.
Ooh, worth some money is what that
That's
thing is.
worth some money. And it is a beautiful vehicle. I've been detailing it for the last 10 years. So
Yeah.
You know where it's been.
one of those cars that I would like to buy from the original owners because of how well kept it is. But Friday night, we kind of just, Carly and I and the kids just kind of chilled out. I got us some, what did I get us for dinner? I think I got us some, this is what happened. So driving home from here, I got Justin Pate with me. I take him home. As I'm leaving, I go, Lucky 13. That's what I'm doing for tonight. Pizza from Lucky 13.
East Boise.
East Boise. It's a fixture, right? I tell Justin, I think I'm going to get Lucky 13 because the last time I went, they were closed on a Monday. Ooh. And he's like, dang, yeah, have fun. So I call my wife, Lucky 13. She goes, sounds great.
Yeah.
I go to call up Lucky 13. I look them up online. The web, and I look at the menu. The menu is down. The website, it says down for maintenance. And I said, shoot, I don't know. Carly wanted a certain type of pizza, and I couldn't remember the type of pizza it was. So I'm like, well, I'll just drive over there, and I'll just order it, hang out on their patio, just kind of chill. Because it was nice Friday. It wasn't very hot. It was actually pretty nice.
Yeah, we had like
Finally.
1 day of relief.
So I was like, I drive over there, park, walk in, and I'm like, weird, no one's on the patio. As I'm walk up to the front doors. Doors are locked. Oh, no. And I go, what the heck? Sign on there says, pardon the inconvenience, but we're closed until we can figure out staffing.
Oh, one of these.
I said, are you kidding me?
Yeah, what can you do, man?
Nobody wants to work at a hot pizza restaurant.
Yeah, controversial opinion.
So I was like, this is the second time I've been foiled by Lucky 13 Pizza. So I'm like, God dang it. So I walk back to the car, call Carly. I said, they're closed. She's like, what? On a Friday night? I said, they are closed for staffing issues. And she's like, that sucks. I'm in the mood for Jimmy John's. Didn't want to tell you I'm not in the mood for pizza, but I'm in the mood for Jimmy John's.
Well, that saves you some trouble, I guess.
Fine. So I cruise over to Jimmy John's, get some sandwiches, come back to the house. We eat our sandwiches. The kids are they have finished season 1 of Stranger Things.
Oh, I bet they're loving that.
So they're equal parts terrified.
Sure.
And fascinated.
Sure.
But Carly and I did this thing where we started thinking about it. And we're like, they're 8 and 11. If you think back to the movies you watched at 8 and 11, we were looking at it going, we've seen this movie, we saw this movie, we saw this one. We went to the theater to see that one. We did this. Like, I remember my dad taking me to Beetlejuice at 8.
Yeah.
Or 8 or 9. So we're looking at our...
I saw Terminator at like 8.
Yeah, but we're thinking of the movies that our parents would just take us. They just take you. And I'm like, Carly and I were like, our kids haven't, it's good that they're somewhat sheltered because as a parent, you don't want to mess with their thoughts and things like that.
You don't want to shelter too much so that they go crazy when they finally do get some
right.
freedom.
Yeah, exactly.
Find that
So
happy medium.
the hard part we noticed with our kids is they couldn't, Indiana Jones was too scary for them.
Stranger Things is okay.
That's Dane. This is where I'm getting it's one of those things where we were like, this is ridiculous. They have a really hard time discerning between reality and a story.
This is probably not the right show for
unless it's a cartoon.
Okay. I just want to point out, for people who haven't seen Stranger Things and think, it's a kid's show.
It's not a kid's show.
It's a show that has kids in it, but it is not a kid's show.
But it's PG-13.
It's PG-13, and as you go later, it borders more on R for the amount of gore and the other stuff. So,
and we're not going to show them everything, but we got through the first season.
But it's fun storytelling.
Yeah. So we got through the first season. The kids were the last episode was really kind of last couple episodes were kind of the scariest. So we tried to watch it during the daytime, all that stuff. So Friday night, we're eating our sandwiches. I go, you guys ready to start season 2?
Ooh, season 2 goes places.
And the kids were like, yeah, we kind of are. So we watched first 2 episodes on Friday night. It was good.
At night.
Then Saturday morning, woke up bright and early, pulled the truck in. Worked on it, interior detail, super easy, fast, simple, black leather interior, black carpet. I mean, car's spotless.
Sure.
Got that done. Saturday, spent the day just kind of doing some yard work, house projects, getting all that kind of taken care of. And then ordered Chicago Connection for dinner.
Cheese.
Cheese pizza,
It's
and
literally just cheese.
I ordered a lasagna pie.
More cheese.
To change it up.
Literally just pure cheese.
We had
more
that.
cheese.
I haven't had the lasagna pie there for like 10 years.
You just bought a wheel of cheese. You would have
Basically, it could have some bread and a wheel of
melted a
cheese.
wheel of cheese.
But delicious. Watch the next 2 episodes.
There you go.
That was the breaking point for my children.
No, so you're 4 episodes in.
Because it's the 4th episode is when the demodog eats the cat.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, that was the problem.
And that was the, like, Auggie was like...
Boy, they won't want to see what the demodogs do later.
And Hadley were like, what the heck? This isn't good. Like, we can't watch this anymore. And they were crying.
So they
were like,
controlled themselves.
Oh,
They
it
said,
was bad.
no
It
more?
was bad.
Oh, no.
But the one good thing was Saturday morning, I did have to run to Home Depot. And it was the first day of kids' workshop again.
Oh, is it because it's like back to school time?
No, it's
almost,
because
or-
the kids' workshop was shut down during COVID.
Oh, okay.
So my kids famously loved going to the children's workshop and have been going for years.
When I used to work there, that was one of the most
Yeah.
popular things.
Yeah,
It was
so
always a crowd.
I've been taking them since they were little,
Yeah.
like last 5 years. So it was hard when COVID hit because that was something
Took away an
it took an
opportunity.
opportunity that they really enjoyed. And if you guys that have been listening for a long time, you'd remember it was nice to do that every month, and it was kind of a thing I would take the kids myself to go do. And
Yeah.
I don't know if Nick's got those pictures of the kids, but it was nice to get them back. They were building trucks and campers, wooden
fun.
trucks and campers. So that was super fun. They were very excited. Hadley had saved her apron.
Oh,
She had
wow.
17 pins on her apron, and she was extremely proud of it. Auggie, on the other hand, had lost his apron in the last 2 years, doesn't know where it is, and was kicking himself because the ladies at Home Depot were like, oh, look at you with 17 pins. That's amazing. How many is that? And Hallie's like, I have 17. My brother lost his, but he also had 17. And Auggie is like embarrassed with 1 pin on his
Yeah.
brand new thing. And he is just
you
like,
have to shame them young like that.
He was
He's
just
literally
like-
just wearing an apron that says "New Guy."
yeah. Oh, he was like, he hated it because there were other kids there that
Yeah.
had new ones
Yeah.
too. And he was like, I'm not one of them. I should have 17 pins.
Yeah. And you, Auggie, you're gonna take better care of your things and remember where you put your
Exactly.
things. Yeah.
Yeah,
You have a
that's
new
kinda what it
apron.
was.
I have a new apron, but I lost my old one.
Yeah.
We are not the same.
Exactly. Oh, he hated it. Hated it.
Yeah.
He did not like being compared to these other kids.
No,
he
of
was
course.
like, no, I'm an elitist in this.
When you have to
right?
explain it every
Oh,
time
he
to
was-
every kid who's coming up on
Thankfully,
your space.
one of the ladies was she found a 10 project pin and goes, "You've done more than 10 projects, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I've done 17." And he said it like that. He's like, "Yeah, I've done 17." And he's like pissed. He's like painting.
like he's a vet or something.
Yeah. And she goes, "Well, here's a 10 project pin that you could put on your apron." And he's like,
All right.
"Thanks."
Guess
Pins
that'll
it on.
just have to do.
Basically, like, dude, he was so mad about it. Like, it was so funny. And we're walking out, and he's like, "Do you think there's any extra pins I could put on here to like make it?" And I was like, "No, I think we're just gonna have to take better care of this one, and unless you find it." And he's like, he was just so mad, so mad.
Well, you're
And
going to find it in like a month or
I
two.
hope so,
You
but
have to shame your own kids into that.
yeah,
kind of
but
stuff.
that's true because it was when we got
Humility's
home.
good, though.
We got home. Hadley took her apron off, put it on a hanger, put it in her room, and hung it up in her closet.
nicely. Yeah.
August took his off and threw it on the floor.
Yeah.
And so I
and
walked
this
in.
is why.
When I got done cleaning the interior of that car, I walked back out and I was like, "Hey, are you going to pick that up and take better care of that so you don't lose it?"
Because you remember what happened last time.
Because he remembered what happened last time. And he was like, picked it up and just hung it on the door. And I was like, "No, that's not where it goes. You're going to lose that or grandma's going to throw that
That's
away."
a great habit to instill in
And
a kid, though.
he went and picked it
Yeah.
up, put it on a hanger, and hung it in his closet. And I was like, if that's what it takes to be
Yeah, yeah.
embarrassed in public.
He needs
Let's
a
do
little
it.
bit of public shaming.
Yeah. So then Sunday morning, so Saturday night, the kids watched 2 more episodes of Stranger Things.
Oh, so they went back.
They were balling. We got to the episode 4. They watched the Demogorgon eat the cat. That like ruined them. Sunday morning, we thought, all right, taking a break from Stranger Things for a while. So Carly took Hadley and her mom, and they went and did some shopping. I finished the exterior of that detail. I had to polish it because I noticed it goes through the car wash.
Okay.
Had some light scratching. I also ran into the issue, Anthony, where it wasn't really working. What I was doing wasn't really working. So I switched pads. I did a foam Udos pad with microcut. Coach Kimmy microcut.
Yeah.
And I was able to fill and remove some of the scratches, just enough so that I could wipe the whole vehicle down, get it all clean, and then I put a experimental
What color is the
product
vehicle
on
again?
there. It's beautiful. I sent pictures to Nick.
Okay.
But finished the car, came out gorgeous. Customers came, picked it up, loved it, thought it looked great. Augie then goes, Dad, we need to go hunt. And I said, what do we got to go? What are we going hunting for?
Yeah.
And he goes, we're hunting for Pokemon cards.
Oh.
And I said, we are. And he goes, yeah.
With your wallet and my skills.
Exactly. I said, I go, well, and he goes, you owe me $15.
Oh, dang.
And I'd like to spend that $15
The man keeps track.
on Pokemon cards. And I said, well, all right, where do you want to go? He pulls out his phone and he's all, Siri, best place in Boise to find Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Straight up says that to Siri. Siri pulls up a list. He goes, Best Buy's first number 1 hit. Number 2, Costco, which I think is wrong. Mm-hmm. Number 3, Sam's Club. I don't even know what that is. Like and I was like, Aug, I think that's just one of those weird fake lists that they make on the internet. That's not a viable. So I look up and I go, gaming stores in Boise. Mm-hmm. So he goes, I'm pretty sure that my list says Best Buy. I said, well, then let's go to Best Buy. Mm-hmm. So we go to Best Buy. Great prices on Pokemon cards, by the way.
Yeah.
So
Check
he
out
buys,
mine area,
he buys 1 pack for $4. And I'm like, oh, this is going to suck.
Yeah.
He's got 15 to spend. And I'm like, you sure want to grab a couple more? And he's like,
He wants
no.
to space it
He
out.
wants to space it.
my
He
God.
goes, I want to check out another store. So we get 1 pack there. I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So we walk back out, we check out, get back in the car, and I look through it. I'm like, it's Sunday afternoon. All these stores are closed.
Yeah.
He's like, All About Games is open. Mm-hmm. Drive up to All About Games on Overland. Walk in. Yeah. What is up with that store? Have you guys ever been in that place?
Not that particular one, but I've been to the one downtown.
It is stinky.
Oh, no.
Like nerds?
Well, I was going to say, there's a particular funk when you walk into a store with tabletop gaming.
It's a
bunch of dudes there who haven't figured out deodorant yet.
Gaming store.
It's a stereotype, but it's
got a
exists for a
funk.
reason.
But
It's an old building.
Have you smelled the one off of Curtis and Franklin next to the auto mall there?
ABU. That's the old racket club.
The old racket club.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
has a...
Oh,
They
there's
have
something
it's weird.
permeates
It's-
the walls.
So we walked
it's
in.
the nerd smell.
Yeah.
So, dude, it's got to be because I walked in.
I was a nerd. I know these what they smell like.
So
I
Carly.
played a couple Pokemon trading card game tournaments in my day.
So anyway, this place was open, and ABU was closed.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I'm texting Carly. I said, so we found 1 pack. We're going up to ABU or to All About Games, and she goes, "Have fun. That place stinks."
Like, just knows right off the bat.
And I'm like, can't be that bad. I walk in and it is an affront to my senses.
Oh, no.
I am like,
Its body odor mixed with a bit of sweetness.
well, but we went to that one place in Meridian. It didn't smell.
Phoenix Fire
no,
Games.
the Phoenix Fire
That's-
Games had a little bit of
Had
BO
it-
and
it
sweetness.
had-
It's a little bit of BO,
But it smelled better.
But barring that, they always smelled the base note of the odor. Anytime you walk into one of these places, it smells like a bookstore. And
Right,
whatever
I
explains
know,
you
and
have a bookstore. But then
I
you
get that.
add to that
No,
the
this was
smell
like-
of a bunch of
you.
guys
No.
who play Warhammer 40K
Guys,
and haven't.
Dane is not too far off.
You're
with
not
the
wrong.
The base note being a
Right,
book, right?
right.
Yes.
You know, books. And
There's a lot of paper,
my nose
pages.
runs through
right.
these. I smell it's paper. You
smell your base, your middle, and your high.
Plastic. But then I smell that kind of natural body musk of BO.
Just a sour
but then there's
stink.
this higher level of sweetness that nerds will typically retain, and I don't really know how to describe
it's
it.
It's a
probably like-
mixture of it's Cheetos and Mountain Dew excreted through their skin.
But it is a sweet note, and I used to smell this on my
game fuel.
my friend Jared back in like when we were about 13 years old. His house smelled like this, and he was very much a tabletop nerd and all of that kind of stuff. And I never knew what that sweetness was. I said, "Man, your natural like family home smell isn't." vanilla cinnamon,
Right.
like a candle. It's not cherry blossom.
Yeah.
It's not the smell of gain. It's this smell, and I couldn't figure it out. And it wasn't until later in life that the more I smelled it by these tabletop areas and the more nerds I smelled,
two and two together.
it all came together that it's this weird BO sensation.
But
of
they're nose
sweetness,
blind to it. They don't
books
know
and
that they're
plastic.
experiencing that every
So-
day.
So Og and I walked around there, and we couldn't find
Oh, no.
any like little Pokemon packs. They
Sure.
had some big kits, some big expensive kits, and I was like, dude, you only got like $11 left. And so he looks at one thing, he's like, how much is that? And the guy goes, $7. And then he goes, oh, I better check. And he looks, he's like, oh, it's 11. And Augie's like, no thanks. And I'm like, oh my good, okay.
Well, because they figure captive audience, we
Yeah.
can charge more for the same thing.
So Og walks around, he's like, looks like that dad over there is playing Pokemon with his kids. And I was like, oh, it's a nice dad to do that. And but there are dudes playing Warhammer.
Yeah.
There's a group playing D&D. There's a group they have all these tables next to each other.
yeah.
But the dad playing Pokemon is the loudest dad.
Okay.
And so the head on a swivel, constant vigilance, hypervigilance that I have, I don't think I could play a game in that space because my brain would be too confused listening to that gentleman play Pokemon because he was too loud. So I walked to the other end of the store and I could still hear him audibly as clearly, and I am deaf, and I could hear him.
There's
still.
a particular register.
It was a
pitch,
weird
something
sound.
he's
So I was like,
frequency.
anyway, Og, are you ready to go? Because it was like irritating me.
Yeah.
Like the smell was overwhelming. The sound was overwhelming. He's like, yeah, I'm good. And he goes, let's go to the next store. And I said, there's nothing else open, bud. And he goes, Target's open. And I said, okay, let's go to Target.
Can't say
So
no.
we cruise over to Target. He goes right to the section, picks up 2 more packs of cards that are $1 more than the packs at Best Buy.
Well, he wasn't going to make you drive back to Best Buy, was he?
We're in the same we're in the same area.
I know. You're in the same general area.
I'm like,
Yeah, so he gets
all right.
the cards.
So he gets his 2 packs. We're driving back on the freeway. He is opening his packs. He finds a card in there that apparently is a very valuable card, according to him. He is so stoked and so excited, and he is 100 miles a minute. I sent a picture to Nick. Hopefully he has it of Auggie. Just jacked to have his Pokemon
I like the one in the door
cards.
pocket. That's a nice touch.
Those
to
are
it.
the packs. He was getting ready to crack them open, but he was so
What did he get?
stoked. Some ninja. Was what it's.
I don't know. There's too many Pokemon
I don't.
now.
I don't
man.
know.
Anything beyond the original, like,
But it was.
101,
But it was like a
51.
hologram, and it had like some color behind. He's like, oh my god! He was so stoked. So successful adventure. We took the Camry, enjoyed a little father-son outing, grabbed some sodas, grabbed some Choco Tacos, headed back home, met up with Carly and the kids, and then we got done, ate some dinner, and I said, Carly, I'm gonna go install my light bar. Courtesy of my friends Oxbeam. Use the offer code Levi15 at oxbeam.com. Get yourself 15% off any of your lighting needs.
Yeah.
And
That's
installed
just you, buddy.
installed my RGB light bar
Wow.
on Ragnarok.
Holy smokes.
How's it look?
And so it looks really. I'm impressed. It looks really good.
Yeah, quality from Oxbeam.
I was gonna
Really
say,
high
did you
quality.
share a video with Nick, perhaps?
Yes. So it's a Bluetooth RGB
Yeah.
52-inch
control it from your
curved
phone.
light bar. So
Wow.
I've got it on
That's
the
not going to get you pulled over.
on the pulse section there.
Yeah.
It goes just running through the color field.
How's that mounted on there?
It's drilled into the top of the.
Did you drill?
Yeah.
Oh, you drilled it.
Did you
that's-
seal around the hole
you
so no
committed.
water gets in?
Nope. So
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's fine.
that's fine. No, it's got a piece of foam and some stuff between
Okay.
there.
Yeah,
So.
well, so
I would hope there's like
so
a
that right
gasket or
there,
something.
it's powerful, is what that is.
So it's very bright. However, I took Nick on a rip today because I got in the truck. I had it on to test it, and then I unhooked it because it's not a very good ground. It's just I'm like I don't want to
Basic.
ground it to the battery,
Yeah.
but I can't reach it anywhere else. So I have to get a new wire. I have to find a better ground. So I have to do some work.
Okay.
So because it's not a full blown install, and I've still got a couple more lights to tie into that setup and other stuff. So I thought, I'll just hook it to the negative terminal right there. So that way I could make sure everything worked. So I just kind of set it on the negative terminal. Then I unhooked it. Then that night I said, I'm going to got to run to the grocery store, get a charcuterie board for me and the wife for some snacks. And so
without the old charcuterie board.
I will.
you know
I will-
exactly what I buy.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what
It's
you
the
get.
Hormel
Yeah,
pack.
the Hormel pack. I just know, like, I would never, if Katie said, hey, can you go to the store and go get some snacks for our movies or something like that, I will literally never do that.
You
Sure,
need
let
to
me
do
get
it.
a
You
bougie
need to.
charcuterie board.
She will love it.
I just won't ever do that.
Anthony,
I just
so here's what I bought.
physically won't do it.
I bought that.
I'll say make something in the kitchen that we already have.
So I bought her one of those.
Yeah.
Then I bought a pack of double stuffed Oreos and a pack of double stuffed EL fudges.
Oh no.
See, the problem is I'll just eat the entire thing. If I were to plan
Those are
to
the three
sit
things I brought, and we sat and watched
I
a
would
movie.
I would say this is my weight gain routine is what I'm going to be doing
Yeah.
tonight. I can't do it. I physically
Oh my God.
can't do it.
It was delicious.
But I'm sure it
is.
is. No, the thing
So-
is if somebody handed it to me, or if I was at a party watching a movie and that
Mm-hmm.
stuff was in front of me, of course I would eat all of it,
Yeah.
right? But if I went to the store with the intention of buying stuff to eat,
No.
you guys know I'd be like 500 pounds, right?
know.
Yeah, sure.
I would
Yeah,
be.
but that's what we were doing. So that was our night, right? It
Yeah.
sounds pretty good. Just
Yeah.
some cheese, some crackers, some meats,
Yeah.
cheeses,
Fine meats and cheeses.
fine meats and cheeses from
Hormel.
Hormel. So
No, we only have subpar meats and
yeah,
cheeses
it's called
in
the
this
snack
household.
pack. So we ordered.
It's
So
very mediocre cheese.
it's delicious. So we sit there and eat that, and but I thought it's dark out. I want to see what this thing can do. Oh boy! Right. So I undid the negative terminal. I actually hooked it on so while I was driving, I could hit the button and see what it illuminates. Holy crap, that thing is bright. I have to angle it up because it was kind of hitting the hood and it was blinding me.
That's good at night.
So I'm like, oh, this is not good. So anyway.
Yeah.
But I left the ground, so I left it grounded to the battery.
Oh my God.
So when I got in it this morning, Justin Pate called and said, hey, can I get a ride in tomorrow? I said, yeah, not a problem. So I go to pick him up this morning. I'm driving, and I don't hear it. I'm like, yeah, it's all right, and everything sounds great. Then we start driving. We get up onto Federal Way, getting up to about 50,
Okay.
right? It's grounding. The electronics are grounding fully, and it's coming through the speakers.
Yeah.
So it's a whine attached to the alternator noise, and it is. And I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. I just installed this light, and I think I need to unhook this ground.
No, man, it's a supercharger.
Yeah, it is. And he's like, that's okay. I'll just talk louder. And I'm like, I'm really sorry, dude.
Start going
I'm
faster.
like so embarrassed because literally, it sounds like a inside super. So I get
no.
here, and Nick's like, how's that look? I was like, great. You want to go for a rip? I think I got a bad ground in here. And we hop in. He's like, oh yeah, you got it grounded to the battery. You need to take that out. He's like, I did that my first when I did a subwoofer. I was like,
Oh man.
yeah, I was very embarrassed. So today I got to unhook that ground and try it and make sure that
I see.
sound
You just
goes
ground it
away.
to the body, right? I mean, depending.
Just
Yeah.
plug it into anything
Yeah.
metal.
just
sand an
not
area
the
down.
battery.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you'll be fine.
anyway, I got to do that later. But yeah, but other than that, it was a quick, easy, painless weekend. Super fun, easy. Auggie needed the little father-son
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
adventure.
That's
but,
fun.
Yeah. Anthony, what'd you do?
Yeah, what'd you do?
Yours was a very
So-
quiet, stay-at-home kind of weekend.
I mean, it was a little bit of everything. Let's see. Friday night. So Katie wanted to go to a concert. She's been on this concert kick lately,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
She's, I mean, whether it's
Not
like
Goo Goo Dolls this
me or one of her friends or whatever, she's just like been in this music. I think honestly, she just needs to get out of the house, right? Because
That's
probably
probably
That's a
most
lot of
of
it.
it. Yeah.
she's pretty much at home 24/7.
Carly
so,
and I used to do I need to go to Fred Meyer's and wander the aisles for a couple hours.
I know.
It's
I
like a
know.
form
I
of
told her,
therapy.
I'm like, hey, if you want to start doing some wandering of, going to do something like that, maybe come home with some groceries.
Yeah. Right, exactly. No, that's
horrible.
but that's what it is.
It
Like,
sounds
I
like you're
just
sending
need-
me on a trip or errand.
a lot of
Yeah.
it's just being time alone.
Yeah, she wants her time alone. But she, so Friday night she wanted to go to a concert, and I don't know who it was.
Dixie Chicks?
No, that was Saturday night, which I'll get to that here in a minute. Friday night was some old country woman.
Well, that's a nice way
What?
to describe
I don't know
somebody.
if Nick knows. It was what's her name? I can't remember what her name was.
It's gonna turn out it was like
at the
Dolly
Revolution
Parton or
Concert
something, and he-
Center. Some old woman, but
Oh,
she
jeez.
played country music, and so she went with one of her friends. And so I was at home with the baby that night, and so we pretty much me and her were kicking back. I don't know. Katie basically described the concert as being a bunch of old people, and a lot of people in the smoking section, and I don't know.
But she chose to go there. Like clearly,
she wanted to go there. Her dad bought her the tickets, and she like said, "Hey, I got to go to this. My dad bought me tickets," and so her and her friend Brittany went. So while she was there, I was at the house with Lucy. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're hanging out, and Lucy now is standing up on her own. It's amazing,
nice.
right? So she stands up with nothing else. She'll stand up from not pulling herself up, but just from the ground. So she'll like lean forward and then stand up.
But no walking yet.
No walking. She'll take like a slight step, but then she sits back down. But it's crazy, dude.
So you know you're on the verge
when
of
I'm
seeing
sitting
walking.
there and I look over and I see her like as a full standing human, I'm like, oh my!
It's kind of
God.
scary in a
Yeah.
way.
I'm like,
very tall, yeah.
it's amazing. I'm like, I start clapping, and then she sits back down. Like, what are you so excited about? I'm like, you're doing it. You're doing it, Peter. You're flying. So, anyways, so pretty yeah. So, Friday night though, I started watching because I was home. I didn't know what the heck else to do, so I'm trying to find some series or something like that. So,
What we do in the shadows? You should have been watching
I know,
that.
I
stuff out
didn't.
there right
Instead, what did I watch? I watched Miss Marvel. Watched all 6 episodes.
Yeah.
And
it's
what
only 6,
Katie was
huh?
gone at like 6 p.m. She can get back to later. Yeah, I think I finished all 6. So here's the thing. Show is okay. It started strong. I liked the cool kind of high school vibe / a mixture of like getting superpowers, origin story. I like that. But then I was like, wait, that's her powers? That sucks. I said, that's what you got from that bracelet? Like, all you're doing is shooting out rock candy out of your hands and like making rock candy steps and then doing things like that. I'm like, you got the worst power out of everybody. I felt so horrible for her as a Marvel Universe character that she has to deal with that. So I watched that, was not super impressed with it, but I was like, this is watchable. It's watchable.
Okay.
It was highly watchable.
And then
I've only
part
seen
of
the
the
first episode,
series,
so I have no
they
dog
go
in this
to
fight.
India, right? And they go to basically film the second segment, or probably the first quarter of it. They go to India, film a lot of the rest of the segment there. And honestly, it just started kind of losing me. And I started saying, the main character, kind of boring. The villains, kind of boring, right? I think it was a...
I think they needed to explain... They needed to explain the powers, and they needed to explain more of the origin of the lack of a better term, the Jinns.
Yeah. Something like that.
They didn't do enough of that.
They didn't do enough of that, but also, dude, just stupid. There's just stupid powers. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say that. Like, it would be like I don't know. It's like watching somebody that her powers is the equivalent of somebody that could shoot smoke out of their hands and then just smoke people.
No, it would stop them. She was able to stop people.
I know it was
also able to protect,
stupid.
create force fields.
It literally looked like rock candy, and I just couldn't stand it. So I watched that. Katie got home. She said, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, just watching this stupid show, and she's like, She's like, "I thought that you were gonna like that one." I said, "I did," and then I started not being as good, and so. Then it just made me recap and think to myself how disappointed I am the fact that Marvel had some really good potentials there.
Phase
Moon
4
Knight,
has been a
Moon
little...
Knight should have been so much better than what it was. It was still good, but it didn't. They could have been better. They didn't
It started strong.
which, as a cool character, that could have been the best thing ever. And then they screwed up. So I did that, and then Saturday morning I was pretty excited because Thursday night, I some people saw if you're friends with me on Facebook, you may have seen this, right? If you're not friends with me, no offense. Because there's a lot of requests from detailers out there and people that watch this show. Guys, I don't ignore you. It's just if I accept one of you, I have to accept the rest of you. Because
I basically have a rule. If I haven't met you in person, you better have at least 100 mutual friends of mine, and then I'll add you.
My general rule is I put somebody on an acquaintances list.
See, that's too much work, Dane. It's too much work.
Literally, as soon as I add them, I go change list, acquaintances, boom. That way,
I don't even know how to find the list.
But that way, at least they feel like they're your friend.
I don't
want to
accept the
with them, all
people
that good stuff.
because every time I accept detailers, all they post is a bunch of political
Detail stuff for political
crap.
stuff.
And I just my feed is all politics from them, and I'm like, I don't know you that well, and I also don't like you enough to look at this every single day.
Yeah, and I don't
Also,
care about
Anthony cares about that the least of anybody I know.
I care about that the least of anybody. And so, in the fact that every detailer is so politically like charged, I don't care, and I don't want to see it, and I don't want to hear your thoughts on any of that stuff. And so I just stopped. I just don't accept it. I'm sorry. It's no offense. It's just what it is.
That's just you.
But I did post to my friends group on Facebook that I was selling my Honda CRZ.
Talk
Yeah.
about
My blue Honda CRZ hybrid. And I basically have spent the last 8 months obviously working on that car and fixing it up and making it really nice. And I would say that probably within the state of Idaho, probably the nicest CRZ that you'll see. And
I would say that.
a lot of time and effort went into it, but it was a really nice car. The sad part is, I wanted to sell it to be able to move on to another project or something new in the future, but also be able to sell it while gas prices are high and that the car is probably going to be worth more. And I just didn't want to let it go to just anybody. I want it to go to a good home. And that was
someone who's going to enjoy for what it is.
Well, because my biggest thing was I never put wheels on it. I never lowered it. I never fully did it the way that I would have wanted to because of I didn't want to get too deep into that car.
I need to sell it to someone who will chase as much clout as I did.
So, Dan, I'm not a clout chaser. It literally just comes to me. I don't know what else you say. I just
what you're describing is being translated through one ear and like, oh, okay, that's what it is.
I just make cars and people say, "How guy's got good taste." I don't really know what else to tell you.
You have a much easier time selling cars. That's all I'll say.
So compared to you,
yeah.
yes, Dane. So anyway, I wanted to go to a good home. I wanted somebody that could put wheels on it, finish it, and do all that. Because as you guys know, interior's detailed, exterior's detailed, it's coded in CSL. Car looks absolutely phenomenal. It looks the best it's ever been. So I posted up on my Facebook friends group just saying, hey, first dibs, probably a long shot. I don't know if anybody's going to be interested in this, but I'm just throwing it out there, right? Hoping that somebody local would want it because I don't want to deal with people
shipping it
out of state unless there was somebody that was really interested. So posted up Thursday evening. Brett,
good old
Brett.
Wheels 68.
So Wheels 68. Yeah, it's Wheels 68.
X.
X on Instagram. So Brett is the one who
fan
won
of the program,
who won both the Tuner Colt giveaway and the throttle giveaway.
Watch our Wash Wednesday with the gray MR2. That's his.
He had the MR2. He has the FRS.
Not gray
we got
anymore,
one of our videos, our Halo video, and
our
stuff.
Halo video is with his
FRS.
FRS. So I mean, Rhett's a huge fan of TRC as well, and so he hit me up and said, "Hey, I wanted to come check it out on Thursday." So him and his wife came to check it out, and Brett's just super awesome, dude. And his wife is like the most supportive car wife ever because she's just is equally as pumped on that kind of stuff. So. They checked it out and they're like, okay, cool. Let's plan on picking up on Saturday morning. We want it. So I said, all right, let's make it happen. So Saturday morning, woke up, did one last walk around the car, made sure I had all my stuff out of it, made sure to throw anything else in. So I included the touch-up paint, some extra double-sided tape, some random things that I had to have with the car, but. CVT fluid, just a bunch of stuff I'll never use again.
Sure.
And so set it up, side skirts laid out, the old ones, the rear piece for the rear bumper I laid out for them. So they came around 10 a.m. and showed up in the FRS, and so they were excited, and they saw the car, and so basically gave them a walk around the car, gave them all the ins and outs. Hey, here's the couple quirks and features of the thing, and but as far as I know, they deal went awesome, by the way. It went really good. And they went home, and he already started in on it. I think literally within the first hour.
I saw his pictures.
He couldn't resist. He was already washing it within the first hour, which I'm like, I know I went to the right person because it rained the night before, so it got some water spots on it. So he already washed it and got it all cleaned up. And then
I love that he placed it.
Took
a family
photos
photo
of the MR2, the FRS, and the CRZ, which is so funny because they're all three-digit words or three-digit things. MR2, FRS, CR, which I think is pretty funny.
That is,
and they're all different colors. And I love the colors.
You can appreciate that.
I can appreciate that.
I also love the colors. I love that he turned the MR2 green and wrapped it in green, and then did the purpley orange.
And a mid-engine rear-wheel drive, a front-engine rear-wheel drive, and then a front-engine front-wheel drive, but it's a hybrid. So you have like a fun mix of stuff too.
So, but yeah, needless to say, I think he's loving it. He said it's great. He says,
well,
wife
him and his
loves
wife
it.
commute to Mountain Home.
Yeah, so they wanted a car that they could commute to, but commute with, but also kind of make cool and clean it up. And I said, dude, honestly, the kit on there, it's probably the only CRZ in Idaho that has that Mugen style kit on it, and the rest of the car
probably reduces the aerodynamic efficiency by a little bit too.
Probably, but I said, I mean, it's honestly for what it's worth, man. I mean, like this is, I mean, it's a good starting point to continue on if you want to do that.
Yeah.
So, the car's gone, and after that was gone, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little sad seeing it drive away because I did put a lot of time and effort.
You really
into
liked
it.
that car.
And
you did really like it.
You guys will never understand how much I appreciated the sound system, the navigation unit, all that stuff. Yeah, it's 2011 like technology, but don't have any
It's
of
absolutely
that.
advanced compared to the stuff you normally surround yourself
right?
with.
I mean, like, so when I would get in there, I'd feel like I'm in a future car and it had this own cool vibe to it, and I love driving it around. And honestly, it was the ease of use. Being able to jump into the car, it was an automatic. Made it so much easier just to jump in and go. And I have to think about anything.
Yeah.
Whereas in any other car, I'm like, slide into my aggressive seats.
How's the clutch actuation today?
Seat belt, clutch. I'm like crazy gear shifter. And I'm like, what a pain. Right?
You're getting older.
Getting older.
You'll appreciate the stuff.
Shifters on an automatic. This is pretty nice.
It's pretty nice. But so anyway, so we sold that, and Katie was very happy because
I'm sure.
I got to do the hey, I told you it would sell.
Mm-hmm.
And I sold it for this much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so she knew she was like in her head she's like, you're gonna sell it for like $15,000. I'm like, no. I'm and so I it's not worth that.
If you
much.
want to sell it soon, you're gonna have to come down to earth on the price. But
so it worked out. I mean, his price was good for buying, my price was good for selling. It was perfect for both.
Everybody's happy. That's great.
But so I got to prove to her at least I was able to sell a car that she didn't know if I was going to be able to sell it as fast as I would said it was, because I could tell her a lot of things, but whether or not it all comes to fruition,
so
let it fly. So
future projects. What does the future hold?
Future projects, Dane. I have I have no idea, but I have an idea. I have no idea, but kind of an idea. So
an idea.
We'll see, man. There's some pretty cool options out there. I don't know how soon I'll be picking one up. I think what I want to do is wrap up the CRZ stuff. And
so Dane has a 60 Thunderbird.
I
feel like that's not really the direction he's going.
You do really well with
send that off a cliff faster than anything I've ever owned.
I had multiple offers for like $8,500 this weekend. Like there were a bunch, so I was like,
Dane's waiting. We're gonna.
And I was like,
swap.
okay. Well,
Dane's
since there's so many here, I'm
swap.
like, first $9,000 takes it. So I responded to everybody with a counter, and nobody said.
What happens, man?
Hey, I'm self-deprecating. Honestly, like that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
So Saturday night, Katie went to a Dixie Chicks concert with her mom, her grandma, and her sister. It was like the full girls,
girls
Dixie
adventure.
Chick,
Nice.
So she
blast
did go.
off. And I told her, I said, hey, you're going to the Idaho Center. Bring me back some mini donuts or the wings that they had at the what's it called concert, Goo Goo Dolls. So they didn't actually do that. But that night, I don't even know what the heck I did that night, man. I think we watched more TV. I think I took a long nap with the baby. We played around a lot. I shot some more home movies. I've been doing that. So I throw on like a GoPro, or I grab my camera and we'll just shoot some home movies. And honestly, I'll just film her doing nothing for 5 to 10 minutes of just me not even talking, just filming her.
Have you considered attaching a GoPro to her to get like a little first-person perspective of her walking around or anything?
Probably grab it. Play with
She'd probably grab it or try to lick it and just bite it. And so
I will tell you, my child is in that. So Hadley was in that weird transition period where you had cell phone cameras, you had the first generation iPhone, you had the first generation iPod Touch. So we have some footage of her, and what we did was we started uploading, and we had a it was like a kind of like a competitor to the GoPro. Can't remember what it was called, but we had that, and we would plug it into it had a little attachment. You plug it in.
They used to have like flip cams.
That's what it was. Was a flip cam. So we had a flip cam that my parents bought us so we could take videos of Hadley, and we would upload it to our YouTube channel. And so we only have the videos that we uploaded to our YouTube channel that we made for family so that they could see it.
That's nice.
And I wish I took more video.
Okay.
11 years later, I wish in those evenings that I had been with her just doing stuff, I wish I had taken more video.
The options were just becoming more mainstream, but I hadn't fully.
Yeah, and we bought the flip cam to
yet.
do that, but I didn't always think to grab it and go, I better record this. Because you don't think in the moment. So
you
kudos
have
to taking some video because, dude, it goes by so fast.
Even if somebody
I know,
finds it annoying, do it anyway. Just
I
so
know.
you
Well,
have
so
it.
somebody, she's almost a year old. I mean, but between the phone videos and the events, and then sometimes I don't always have my camera on me, but I have my phone. So between the phone and all of that, I've probably recorded maybe over, I don't know, 60, 70, 5 to 10 minute clips. I mean, there's a ton of footage.
Well,
so.
what I would do, I would tell you, create another YouTube channel that's just
Another YouTube channel.
No,
I don't
but
even have a YouTube channel.
like
my only YouTube channel.
No, but like a family YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Like that only, is private, is unlisted, is only for like your mom, your
something
family
like
to be able to look at. Yeah. Because one, it gives you a repository.
Yeah,
And
and
to
you can make
save that
playlists
stuff.
to organize.
You can
stuff
create a
and-
playlist, but that way you can save that, so it's not just
I
on
know,
a hard drive on your
I know.
computer.
I need to start talking about it because my wife's been telling me to do this every single day, and I haven't done it yet, and so I don't want her to get on me today. So after that, Sunday, I know Nick wants us to wrap it up. I always get this message to wrap it up when it's my time to talk, and that's not fair.
No.
So I'm going to do
Maybe next
what I
time you
wanna
go
do.
first.
So
He likes going last because
He
the
always
stories
does that.
tend to be the
Yeah.
punchiest.
So Sunday morning, I went and did one of our favorite things. I went down to the junkyard,
Nice.
and I did a walk. And I just wanted to go check things out.
Sunday morning walk at the
I told
junkyard.
Katie, I said, woke up Sunday morning. She said, hey, I'm gonna go get McDonald's for breakfast. And I said, that sounds awesome.
Go do that.
Bring me back a egg McMuffin or whatever it is. So she brings that back. We eat some breakfast, and she's like, well, we're gonna take a nap now. And I said, I'm going to go walk the junkyard. And she says, have fun as well. So I grab my tools, grab everything I need. And there's something about this time of year. It's kind of if you catch it at the right time, it can still be a cooler morning. Sunday was a little bit of a cooler morning. It was nice. Went up to the Garden City junkyard, brought my tools just to check things out.
Yeah.
Wasps were everywhere, right?
Ooh.
But the idea was not to piss them off. So I started
Right.
making my way
Obviously.
around. There was a lot of treasures, man. There was some pretty cool cars I saw there. A lot of Civics that were not really a whole lot left. There was an absolutely mangled Acura RSX, which
Hey, you
is
sent me that picture of that
crazy.
thing. It looked like it had
Dude,
just
it was
been
like blown
pushed
up,
in.
and I was like, "Well, that's a bad accident."
Ugh.
And I saw some other cars though, which made me think of Dane. There was a lot of There's more Datsuns in there than I've ever seen.
Oh, really?
Which is pretty cool.
Like,
And then-
what kind of Datsuns?
There's 510s inside there. There's three.
Nice.
There's like 3 510s, which I was
weird.
Which is
That's
weird, right?
very
That's always
unusual
a
these
very
days.
unusual amount of not Datsuns.
We may have to just
It's
take
like
a
all
trip.
from one guy's
Yeah,
yard
we
or
may have to
something.
go take a trip just to go
But
look at them.
there was a ton of those, but that lot, that yard, dude, it's packed right now.
Really?
And there's a lot of good stuff in there. There was some type
We'll
of
go in there
van.
and look at some
There was
truck
some
stuff.
type of Toyota van similar to yours, but it was a
Like the
US
80s
version.
one? The 80s US one?
But maybe, but it looked like yours. It was tall, big, and I was like, that looks like a Japanese van.
What if it's got a
but
cooler in it?
Yeah,
don't know.
some of those had the
Electric
hot
cooler,
box or
yeah.
the cool box.
All
and-
I
yeah.
know is I kind of want to go back because
Yeah.
there's a shift knob in there that I was like, hey, I kind of want that shift knob. Forgot to grab it. But I just went in there just to check things out. Beautiful morning. And then after that, came home, hung out for a little bit, did some cleanup around the garage. And my garage is a mess. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
I've been saying this for 3 weeks. I need that barn door to be burned. I'm ready to.
Is it not
I'm
going back in the house?
It's supposed to go in
to
the house.
stain it. I haven't stained it yet.
gotta be
Dang,
stain
I've been
primer.
saying this for literally a year.
You know what you need?
A
You need to bring
year,
You need a
dude.
Gabe Garcia.
I just
You need
put
him
it
to come over.
upstairs.
I don't have
With
it upstairs.
Grant's
I want
family.
somebody just to take the freaking thing, take it and leave. And just my wife, where's the barn door go? Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Never had one.
Yeah,
The barn door.
Never
You're
got
imagining
done.
things.
It's gone.
Gaslight.
Um,
Gaslight.
So then,
Just go put it outside by the fence. That way it can rot.
Sunday night, we got invited to the neighbor's house to go to a pool party. Right, neighbors diagonal to me have a pool.
Yeah.
Right, I've never been over there. Right,
Okay, yeah.
super nice, super nice. So his name is John, and they wanted us to come out and hang out, and so it was just me, my across the street neighbors with Drew with his kids, and then down the street Kyle with his son Maverick, and it was just the 3 families. Went over there. Ate watermelon, Albertsons cookies, grapes, things like that.
Yeah.
All the girls and kids and everything went for a swim. Guys kind of sat around and talked.
Yeah.
It was funny because John's like, hey man, because he's a little bit older, but he was a lawyer. He's like, I don't really know that much about you. Give me your story.
Ooh, nice.
I said, John, you ready for the origin story? So kind of started a little bit from the beginning, but then he was interested because he said,
ever heard of the land called Portugal?
He said, so tell me about this rag company. What is this rag company? Because he says, Drew was telling me that you're in the videos. What's up with that, right? So then I had to explain to him the whole thing and all of that. And it's always so hard to explain.
Yeah,
the
it
job.
is. When somebody asks what you do and you're like,
but
if
then
I tell you,
I
you're gonna laugh.
explained to him. All I do is tell him, I said, hey, in 2012, we were in a garage, right? 10 years later, we have essentially an
100,000 square feet.
entire complex of everything. And he goes, yeah, you don't even really have to tell me all the in-between. That's amazing. And I said, isn't it? It's pretty cool. So, but yeah, it was a good time. Nothing else too crazy happened. My dad stopped by later after that to come hang out with Lucy. I pitched him some jerky ideas and gave him my jerky rundown. So my dad will be hopefully making some goose jerky that he will be selling this fall with the help of me. I will be his marketing manager.
You're a marketing manager for Goose Jerky brand.
I'm his marketing manager for his goose jerky.
Tony Tuesday's goose jerky.
No, not that, but it'll be something pretty cool. So,
Loosey Goosey, all right.
Lucy Goosey's wild caught, jerky. Right?
Oh man! All I was gonna
It's her
add,
face. We tell her when she's older that I'm like, hey, you were a jerky brand for a while.
You're like the Gerber baby, but for goose jerky.
Love it. Yeah. Grandpa's jerky.
That's so specific and dumb. I love it.
Yeah. But anyways, so Dane, I think it's time to wrap it up.
Yeah, all I was going to say was I remember the last little bit was I came in here with Gabe and Aiden, and we hung out for a little bit working on his Land Cruiser on Sunday. So we did a little bit of wrapping, helped him out do some stuff, and I think it's coming together good. But he definitely needs to do something to kind of wake up the front end. It looks a little bland.
Told him to put gold on that grill.
Yeah, something to make it exciting, make it pop. So I showed him some pictures of like blacked out grills and headlights and stuff to at least look at, get some ideas. Anyway, that's us. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Sorry this one wasn't live, but sometimes the week gets a little pinched. And the reason for that is because we've got a big thing coming up on Wednesday. We're getting prepared for it. Obviously, you saw the video at the beginning of the podcast here, but let's go ahead and pull it up one more time here. We are talking once again about the Justin Pate charity event here at the Rag Company, thanks to the Rap Institute, Called to Serve. So all of the donations go to Interfaith Sanctuary. The stream is going to take place from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time right here on the Rag Company channel. You can also go to the Rap Institute if you like. And once again, the donations go to Interfaith Sanctuary. But what the cool part of it is that those donations get you put into the running, put into the pot, so to speak, have your name in there to be drawn for potential prizes, ranging anywhere from some Rag Company gear to a lot of wrapping stuff. But we're talking like in excess of $10,000 worth of prizes. So there's a lot of good stuff there. Make sure you go ahead and donate. It's just $10 if you want to do it once. You can do multiple times. It increases your chances of being drawn, of course. But that's really all there is to say. So check it out. And if you don't get in there soon, well, somebody else will. So just putting that out there. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We will catch up with you later this week at the Justin Pate Rap event. So look forward to seeing you there. Take care.
See ya.